LittleBigPlanet 2 is the sequel to the do-it-yourself platforming PS3 exclusive that no one saw coming. After its predecessor allowed gamers everywhere to make platforming levels, Media Molecule decided the only way to improve LittleBigPlanet was by expanding it into a multi-genre game. Does this new focus lend to a better product, or does it lose sight of its goals? Story. Your Sackboy, herein referred to as the gender-neutral Sack Thing, which I suppose is okay, better Sack Thing than Sackvestite, is a witness to an attack by the Negativitron, an all-consuming evil that is ruining the planet. He/she shortly thereafter teams up with an alliance of eccentric characters known as the Alliance. How creative. With their help, he/she masters the game's many new devices and gameplay elements while working towards a coherent goal. The story mode in LittleBigPlanet 2, much like 1, serves as a venue through which Media Molecule can show the player great examples of how to use all the new features. It's not the most riveting story this gen, but it certainly gets the job done. Being a game focused around creativity, the story isn't exactly integral to enjoyment, but if you really want a story-driven LittleBigPlanet, then you should go online and play the Heavy Rain levels.
Jason? Jason! Jason!
Gameplay. The game has 3 major sections: Story, Online, and Create mode. You can play the story mode to collect prize bubbles, which have objects you can use in your own levels, jump online to try out the community levels, or skip all that jazz and start making your own masterpieces.
Rocket skateboards, the pinnacle of creativity.
Your online friends can even join you in all 3 modes now. But on to more important improvements this sequel implements. One of the major new features in LittleBigPlanet 2 is the Controlinator. With this, the player can directly control any number of machines. Hopping mechs, spinning mechs, flying mechs, if you can name it, you can make it and pilot it. This is how the game sheds its descriptor of being a platformer and diversifies into other genres. For every video game genre, there's a decent, or indecent, facsimile of it in LittleBigPlanet 2. Another new feature is the Sackbots. They open up a lot of possibilities in level design, but what's also interesting is you can team up a Sackbot with the Controlinator. One of the minigames in the main story mode did just that. In case you can't tell what's happening here, I'm the Sackvestite on the left, and the 2 of me on the right are controlled by the Controlinator. I need to guide them to these marks, but I control both at the same time. It's one of the best puzzles in the game. The Controlinator has a lot of potential, but what really creates even more possibilities is the cinema mode. Now, thanks to this, you don't even have to make levels. You can make movies complete with voice acting and everything.
Ready?
Well, that's how it would be if the cinema mode wasn't a pile of crap. Here's the rundown. Good cinemas use voice clips. If you disagree, then bugger off. But to get the Sackbots to lip sync, you need to place the voice clips in their chip. Then you trigger the voice clips with a sequencer and a battery placed on it. You have to record their actions individually and time this up with the sequencer. The longer the cutscenes are, the longer you have to wait to record your actions. So you have to queue up these elaborate sequencers that tie together with different Sackbots and stages, and then also record these voice clips. Speaking of which, the quality of the voice clips is absolute shit.
Hi, I'm Harry Potter.
I imagine they didn't have much space to work with on the already constrained memory pool on the PS3, but this quality is absolutely ridiculous. Gran Turismo 5 has voice jack quality that's better than a cell phone with the same official Sony Bluetooth headset, but LittleBigPlanet 2 makes it difficult to even understand what the fuck is being said. It's reminiscent of Ghostbusters on the NES. So you pile on voice clips with actions all timed up just right, and then, at some indeterminate point in time, bam! You have too many voice clips, none of them are playing and the whole thing falls apart. All of the voice clips inexplicably cut off at 2 seconds in, your Potter Puppet Pals remake is ruined, your review is 4 days late, and your website is getting spammed with hate mail about how you're a lazy bastard who's never going anywhere in life. You have no chances of getting that platinum in LittleBigPlanet 1 anymore, and your hopes of making delightful and exquisite cinemas in LittleBigPlanet 2 are completely shattered. Your best hope is to just finish this review and end it all. There are also a host of other tools they've added that would take far too long for me to explain here. Just know that if you played LittleBigPlanet 1 and thought, oh my god, why isn't this easier? They probably added a tool to do just that. Spinning, pointing, moving, a great deal of overly complex actions for the last game are as simple as applying a tool this time around. This saves a lot of time and helps the creators finish their levels before their will to create burns out like the passion in a marriage.
Sound.
The soundtrack is even more fantastic and epic than last time, featuring some songs that are so epic they'd fit right in Killzone. And some others so funky that, they're funky. The score is well-rounded and suits every moment of the story mode. The moment the game started playing a Fifth of Beethoven, I knew that this was $80 well spent. Well, aside from the fact that the sack thing I got looks a little derp, and I have no use for bookends since I have no shelf space left in my room. So in retrospect, this wasn't $80 well spent. I should have just gotten the normal edition. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, sound. There's also a great deal of voice acting in the sequel, and it's all very spot on. The delivery does mean a lot when you're trying to portray the amount of charm necessary to schmooze over a shallow plot like this. They definitely accomplish this, and it's fantastic. Well, except for one case. Perhaps it's just me, but Stephen Fry just sounds tired during his delivery for the tutorials. I can't blame him. I was tired of his delivery too. There are 52 tutorials, and I could see how narrating them would get very tiring. But if I'm bored of the tutorials, and the narrator's bored of the tutorials, then I just end up skipping them. Another problem with these damn tutorials is that the writing is more focused on being charming than being informative.
You know when you wake someone up in the middle of the night by flooding their room, and they say, "Why did you flood my room in the middle of the night?" And you say, "But it's the middle of the day," so they get dressed and rush outside and into the middle of the night, so you've got them twice? Oh, well maybe it's just me that does that then.
A lot of times there's a lot of extraneous bullshit that's just supposed to make you laugh or chuckle or whatever. But figure this one out. Extraneous bullshit times 52 tutorials equals fuck you game, I just want to know how to get this device working. I mean, Christ, it's like if I bought a hammer at the store and it just sat there saying, "I'm a hammer, I like to pound things, people call on me when they want to nail stuff. Crumpets, foppish British charm." Something that would have been a nice change is if Media Molecule could have tried to make the sounds in the create mode less annoying. I find just about every sound effect in here absolutely obnoxious. The thing that really tops my list though is what I call the sounds of madness. It's that sound that plays when you pause the game. Not with the start button, with up on the D-pad. I don't know why they put it in there, but it drives me absolutely nuts. It sounds like the ambience for a horror movie. Check it out. See? That just fits in too well. Why couldn't they take that out? No one's gonna miss it.
Visuals.
Oh joy, here it is. Time to nitpick something that engineers and artists spend countless hours trying their best to make look flawless and ultimately fail at. The graphics are, well, they're good. They aren't great. Nothing makes me go, "Oh my god!" Well, other than the destroy effects. I mean, check them out. Those are pretty awesome. The anti-aliasing is keen and the frame rate is solid in the story mode, with the exception of a few taxing levels. There's still texture issues with pixel art, which is something I became intimately familiar with in LittleBigPlanet 1, when I made a level where you control an animated running Mega Man sprite. Which is really cool and super awesome, so you should totally go hard me. So my gripe about the visuals is still a problem. I have to wonder why they couldn't allow us to make solid color blocks that adhere to certain physical rules. Because of the nature of LittleBigPlanet, I don't think it'd be fair to complain too much about the visuals. Their graphics engine has to be a very open design philosophy because it's a game where anyone could make anything at any time. Traditionally, developers pack the graphics engine to the teeth with bells and whistles and construct the levels around whatever flaws adding these features may incur. They counterbalance this by optimizing the hell out of the engine and levels before launch. With LittleBigPlanet 2, there's no optimization that can occur in the level designs, so the goal is to make the most flexible, stable, and powerful engine possible with the gameplay mechanics. This is no easy task, and they've done a pretty good job here. I still haven't done nearly enough nitpicking. Being a video game reviewer, I have a quota of bullshit nitpicking to meet, so here we go. In the level Chocolate, this circle isn't perfectly round. It's flat on one side. Seriously, Media Molecule, what the fuck? Have you ever heard of quality assurance? Jesus Christ, this game's almost unplayable. Oh man, I'm sorry bro. You know I love you.
Longevity.
LittleBigPlanet 2 is just about the best bang for your buck deal you can get this year, with infinite levels to play online or create yourself. The only thing limiting how much you get out of the game is your creativity and patience. LittleBigPlanet 2 isn't about finishing the game, it's about the online community in both the game and on lbp.me. It's about creativity and just having fun. Even if you get all the trophies, which I've yet to do on LittleBigPlanet 1, so you should seriously go heart me, you still have loads more you can do.
Verdict!
Little Big Planet 2 is a great improvement over the original, offering a vastly more interesting and dynamic single player, better ways to access content online, more effective tools to make levels with, and even more options on what you can create. The Controlinator and the Sackbots make the game infinitely more diverse in its range of possibilities, but the cinema mode is broken and rife with various problems and obtuse interfaces. Also, some of the new features don't feel well introduced and may leave some players wanting a better tutorial. However, if you enjoyed Little Big Planet 1, you owe it to yourself and Media Molecule to pick up a copy of the sequel. Just don't pick up the collector's edition. The tumor on that Sackboy's head is really unsettling. But in any case, that's why we here at GigaBoots.com give Little Big Planet 2 a 9.1 out of 10. Begrudgingly. If you're interested in making a cinema, then the game gets a shit out of ass.